Hello everybody, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. We are continuing where we left off in the last episode. Few people watched it and I think it's safe to say that we should definitely do, well, 1 or 2 more episodes. Maybe more, we'll see. Now, where did we leave off? We left off by almost completing this thingy down here, this park or nature reservoir, which we are going to build out a little bit, and what we desperately need is bedrooms. Oh well, a barracks. Let's see, where can we do that? How can we do that? And by the way, where is our third guy? Is she sleeping? What the heck? Cosmin, okay, there. Oh, wow. Okay, you go poop, you go sleep. Ah, yeah, right, you needed light to sleep. Okay, let's see, what can we do? We need a good amount of space for all their basic needs. For barracks, for a washroom, for a kitchen, for a dining hall, stuff that we'll need. And I'm going to stick to the design that I'm kind of always going with. We have a really nice chunk of rock in here that we can dig out, and that is not going to affect any other biome. Problem with these other biomes is that we will, as soon as we enter them, face other, atmospheres. Gases, temperatures, liquids that we cannot deal with yet. And so we will, for the moment, stick to what we know, to our little, sandstone biome in here in the middle. Now, you guys are sleeping. That's good. Oh, hello. Bristle blossom. Just got harvested. Harvest ready. So, what I think we'll do is leave this area in the middle, kind of around the printing pot and above, for storage and, well, some crafting stuff that is useful to have next to the storage. And we will make this too wide, just because the ladders are not the only thing that we can use for duplicate movement up and down. There is at some point, as soon as we get into research, a fire pole that you can install next to your ladders that they can just move down really fast. That's useful. That's pretty useful. Now this here, one of the biggest rooms, is going to be the Great Hall. Not the Mess Hall, but the Great Hall. The Great Hall gives a significant morale boost. That is why we are going for that. And yeah, it's a little bit better than the Mess Hall. And we can store more duplicants in there. Well, dining tables for them. Let's see. We need an area that is, well, 120 tiles big. I hope we don't get into another biome in here. Otherwise, we'll just make it shorter. I'm going to speed up time a little bit so they can go and do stuff a little bit faster. And I'm hoping that we'll get a new duplicant soon, because we should actually have more than one builder. Actually, let me check. Well, they all will build if there's nothing else to do, but the only dedicated builder is Marie. And I usually like to have 2, later on even 3, maybe 4. Just because you're going to build so much and gonna need it to happen quickly. Okay, what we also want is a floor in here, just for decorative purposes, and a space for a door. Now, I'm thinking actually the part above here, this could be for the bedrooms. Or, well, for the barracks. I think that is a good idea. Wait, how big can the barracks actually be? Barracks here. Maximum size, 64 tiles. Alrighty. That means we can probably build 2 barracks behind each other. That is good. That is really good for the start. There's of course the possibility to give them individual bedrooms, but that is further down the line. That won't happen anytime soon. The barracks is what we are going for, well, at least until the mid-game, when we get plastic, because with plastic, which is not easy to get, you can make comfy beds, and then they get individual bedrooms. Yeah, I'm just going to wait until they finish digging this out. What we also need is a kind of kitchen. A kitchen with a storage part where we can store our food. And I like to do this in the form of a tiny little carbon pit. Because carbon dioxide, the unbreathable stuff, is sterile. It always sinks to the bottom. In this case, if we dig this out, it will sink down here, fill up to here, and make this little area here sterile. This is a good place where we can put ration boxes, and they will not carry as much germs, I think. Plus, the food will be good for a little bit longer. No. Maybe like this. Whoop. You be a kitchen. And you can also place doors sideways. So in this case, we want to separate those rooms because we want the room bonus for the Great Hall. But we also want, if this is a kitchen down here, whoop, little leg spike. If this is a kitchen area, we want direct access from the storage down here to the, well, the dining tables that will be up here. It means keep all the ways short, make it direct access from here. And what we also want is a door. But do we want that? I think we do. Not completely sure right now, but I think we do. I think so. Maybe like this. Do we need a door in here? I don't think we need one. What we should actually get going relatively soon is a tiny little area dedicated to power generation. The manual generator, even though I'm reluctant to get this thing going because this takes away manual labor. There's going to be one guy running in this thing, not doing other stuff, and that's not good. I don't like that. But we have to get research going, and for that we need power. There's no way around that. And see, they don't get any air. Oh man, we need oxygen. We do need oxygen, but we don't have... Okay, that is probably the best reason to get power going. Let's actually just throw it down here. We can rip it out at any time, because in this game you get all your resources back if you deconstruct something, which is quite nice. The only thing you kind of waste is your time that you need to construct. But that is something you can deal with. And for the moment, we need at least one oxygen diffuser. That guy will consume algae, that stuff that is here, which is a finite resource that will at some point be gone, but we will have other means to produce oxygen by then. And it will just churn out oxygen. Now, this is very, very important. We have this, let's dismiss this message, cycle colony report. Now, this is practically everything that happened in the last cycle or the last day. This means, this shows you how much calories you have generated and burned. Well, practically all the important bits and bobs of everything that has happened around your base. And this here is the oxygen generation. Now, we have added 0 oxygen, but we have consumed almost 100 kilograms of oxygen just by breathing. And we need more, because as you may be able to see, if I hover over those tiles, it says barely breathable because there is not a lot of oxygen left there. Oh, and this thing cannot be built because there's nothing underneath it. So let us say build a floor down there, and we are going to set this on a higher priority, so it will be built first. She's gonna go to bed. I hope they can get this done before they go to bed. Because that is quite important. Now, there is quite a bit of oxygen down here, I guess, from the oxalite that it was sitting in the corners here, but that eventually depletes. And, well, it doesn't seem to make its way all the way down here, which is to be expected, I guess. Ooh! They earned a skill point. Now, we can click on this. Oh, 2 of them have earned a skill point. They're so good. Now, she's our main excavator. Wait, that's... No. Ren is our main excavator. Oh, this is kind of a little bit confused there. And what we are going to do, these are basically talents, but if you put too many points in all of this stuff, it will give them stress. Now, it will give them less stress if you specialize them in a branch that they are interested in. Like in his case, digging. You can always see over here how much morale this will give him or take from him. And yeah, in his case, hard digging is the way to go. In her case, construction is the way to go. And should Gosman get hers, it will probably be cooking, grilling, because we will need that quite soon. Now it's sleepy time. Sleepy time is good time. We can actually set this door on open just to shorten the traveling time. Because that is actually what you really want to do. You want to keep their routes as short as possible, everything as accessible as possible, so you don't waste time. Ooh, and he is getting his skill. Woo! Blah! Yeah. The sounds they make, they are so absolutely adorable. Now, what you can also do, if you want, this is just for decoration, I believe. Oh, hello, guys, man, you got your... Here, you go, you be a cooking girl. You can put hats on them. Here, for this skill, hard digging, he can... Oops, clicked out of it. Whoopie. He can put on his hat, his hard digging hat. This is practically just for showing you what they do, what their main purpose is. It doesn't really affect anything. It has no effect on their skill points, on, well, anything. But it shows you he's your diggy boy. And we can put... Let me see. Marie. Construction helmet. And for Gosman, the grilling, the chef's hat. Nice. He's so happy. Oh, awesome. And the oxygen diffuser is going. Now we can toggle the overlay. We have an overlay for everything practically. Oxygen overlay. The light blue stuff is really nice and breathable oxygen. The red stuff is carbon dioxide. Bad stuff. Already accumulating in here. Good. And the blue stuff is oxygen, but not as much as you want. Yeah. And eventually we will build several of those. You can actually smack down several of those. If the air pressure is high enough, they will disable automatically. So it doesn't actually do anything bad if you put down a few of them. Oh, and yeah, those guys are not really smart. Ren just trapped himself over there because they cannot jump gaps that are 2 blocks wide. And you have to have an eye on them because they tend to trap themselves because they are a tiny bit dumb, which is fine. I like them anyways. Okay, and the carbon pit is getting built. We have a lot of... Wait. a little bit of power. And as soon as the batteries reach the 50% mark, actually, we're going to set that down. Someone will jump in this manual generator, run around like a little hamster, and refill them. This is pretty bad, but it's the usual starter setup, because those batteries are the starting batteries, and they lose quite a lot of power just by running. So you waste a lot of energy, a lot of time, and yeah, it's not great. La! We got a new boy. Choose blueprint. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff. I was tempted to go with her, but she's a mouth breather, and that increases the rate at which you lose oxygen, so no, definitely not. I think we're going to take Mima, because Mima is good at operating stuff, and we will need someone just for that specifically. She also can do a little bit of agriculture stuff, even though it is none of her interests. We are going to take her. Yeah, Mima! How are you doing? Now, okay, let's see. Do we have to put her in another schedule for sleeping? No. What about your priorities? Now, first of all, I want you to do operating stuff. And everybody else, we lower that thingy, because that is yours primarily. And your second priority will be farming, which is nothing we can do right now, but at some point. And if I'm correct, you will already have a skill point. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, actually, she has negative traits. She should never do anything with medicine and excavation. We should definitely put that like this. So digging, excavating is forbidden for her. Tinkering, improve tinkering. You be our engineer. Ooh. Which means you will be the one running in this thing for the moment. Now, we are almost done constructing this. And up here, this was 64 tiles wide, yes? We can... Boop. No, actually, like this. Construct the barracks. This is the thing I want to finish in this episode, because then those guys can sleep a little bit better. Okay, it's munchy time, sleepy time for Gosman. Oh, we definitely need to empty this, or they will pee themselves. No! Set the priority up, but I'm not sure who is responsible for tidying. Let's tweak those things a little bit. Okay. Bushman? Good. Do you also... Oh, okay. You also clean it. Because if there's no toilet available, they're gonna make a mess. The little guys. Lag. Yeah. You do the stretchy stretch. And you are the engineer. And a good engineer does this. Yeah. And we are going to... No, you know what? We are not going to dig up there. That's nonsense. We are going to put some ladders in here so they can reach the ceiling. Because right now this is an unreachable build. They can reach up to 4 tiles. And in this case they cannot reach that. And we are going to rip the ladders down after we are done. Now what we are also going to do is put down a research station, because that is what we desperately need, otherwise we will not make any progress. And the barracks are done. Well, almost. We have to rip this down and place all the beds in there. And we can actually... Can we already place down a light for Gosman? No, we cannot. Well, we will soon. How is this not going to... How is this not being built? Right? Ren, what you doing? Build this. Why? Ah, it's getting below. Wonderful. Yeah, now we have research. And we are going to go. Those are the several research areas that you will have to unlock one by one. And now, as you can see, rocketry is the one that the end game stuff. It lets you build rockets. It's so amazing. Now, the first thing that we are going to do is get into this basic farming and meal preparation. Both of those are pretty much essential. And Gosman is going at it. Wonderful. Good job. Okay, those guys are deconstructed, and we are going to boom, boom, put down 7 of those. I usually leave a little bit of space to the sides, so we can later on put some decorative stuff down there. Just because them having nice rooms is something that's quite useful. And we are going to leave Gosman's cot next to this printing pot to the big mama because she needs light. And I think that is more important at the moment than her being in here. I think that is, yeah, definitely better. And boop, all those beds gone. And we need more. We need one more bed built, please. Gosh. I know, they're probably going to bed. One of them is going to sleep on the floor. No. Yeah, you do the poopage. You're going to get a bathroom pretty soon. Yay. So cute. This is so cute. Okay, meanwhile, sleeping on the floor. Alright. She's gonna have back problems tomorrow. But that's fine. Oh, actually, we need to get to the ceiling over here, too. So the room is pretty. At some point. At least for me. And she just got up and has a sore back. That's not good. That means sore back gives them -1 on athletics for, I believe, half a day, which makes them walk slower and, yeah, do stuff like this less effective, which is, well, not too bad, but also not good. You should prevent that if you can. Now, one of those cards is for Mima. Okay, so making sure that tomorrow she won't have a sore back. How's the research going? She seems pretty happy doing it. It's totally cute. Now, one thing we can do is putting down power lines. Those guys you want to hide in walls because they are not pretty. And your dupes don't like looking at them. We'll also put down floor and this stuff. Good. Just because we have to at some point. Why not do it now? And over here, the first part of our kitchen is going to be this. Boop. The micro musher. This is basically where you mush edible stuff together and they eat that. Yeah. Not very fancy, but does the job. Oh, have we put this to auto harvest? No, we haven't. What a shame. We should. Okay, Mima is working. We have stuff. We can now build an algae terrarium, which I actually want to. At least not now. And the planter box, which is great. Now, what we have, if you remember from the last episode, is this oxyfern seed, and we are going to plant that because it's just a good thing to have. And we are going to plant it down here, at a place where there's for sure oxygen, and he will do a little bit of our where there's carbon dioxide. Whoops. And this little guy will take care of a tiny bit of our oxygen generation. Now, what else do we want? We want to place down ration boxes in the carbon pit over here, just because it is sterile. And what else do we have? We have the compost. We don't really need it now, but we might need it later. Everybody going to construct? Okay. Now one thing, now that this microbe musher here is built, it is not yet powered because we are still building the power lines. But we can already give it work orders. Now, we want to make 𝗓𝗨𝗧. We could also make mush bars, but they are pretty disgusting and we'll give them a mood debuff. This is basically just dirt and water smacked together, and we don't want that. We want 𝗓𝗨𝗧. We have a few of those meal lice from those plants, and we will mush them together to a 𝗓𝗨𝗧. And we are going to do that forever, at least for the time being. It is not as bad as mush bar. Still bad, still pretty bad, but that's the best we can do for now. Well, yeah, I know. What do we actually have? We can always look at this calorie display up here. We have a lot of muckroot, we have a few bristleberries and meal lice. Okay. We'll have to get a meal lice farm going sooner or later. Pretty sure we'll do that sooner than later. Sound design is so good. I could watch them all day. It's wonderful. Now I'm actually going to speed down a little bit, to slow the speed a little bit, just because I tend to go on fast speed most of the time. But then you miss stuff, and that's bad, especially if you want to explain stuff. Now let's actually set a higher priority on everything that is to be built here, just so we can get the microbe musher going, and maybe the planter box as well. Ooh, planter box done. And now we can choose from different seeds that we have or don't have. In this case, we will plant down the oxyfern, which, doesn't actually have that much carbon dioxide in here, but needs to be irrigated and fertilized by, let's see, we have this little menu over here that tells us what atmosphere it needs. Carbon dioxide, yep, okay. It needs to be irrigated with water and fertilized with dirt. It's good. We have that, we have dirt. And now this guy is emitting oxygen. As long as there is carbon dioxide, it can eat. But that's good. So each time carbon dioxide accumulates over here, this guy will take care of it. And here, we'll set those guys to contain everything edible and rip down this boy. And now you can see in here it says sterile atmosphere. That means microbe destroying conditions have decreased this food's decay rate, which is a good thing. Really good thing, as long as we at least as long as we don't have actual refrigerators, because those are of course also in the game. But well, okay guys, for the moment I'm just going to let them tidy up the base so all this junk can get sorted, and then we'll continue in the next episode and probably get washrooms and the great hall done, and probably figure out a better way to generate power. Alright? Make sure to leave me a like, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye bye!